Hello, and welcome to Chair Yoga. Today's practice is going to be all in the chair, and we're going to use the chair to support standing poses. So I titled the class, Chair Supported Standing Poses. Hi, my name is Bonnie, and this is Yoga by Bonnie. We're going to be practicing in the chair today some standing poses that we would normally do standing, maybe supporting with a hand on the chair. But the reason that we might want to choose to do them in the chair is to help with stability so that we can really work through the stretching and extending and strengthening of the muscles. And then after we've practiced in the chair for a while, you can also go back to doing them standing. So we start with our first pose here, with our feet flat on the floor, our sit bones into the chair. I'm about 3/4 of the way back in my chair so that my sit bones can rest in the chair. I can draw my shoulders back and down and rest my hands on my thighs. And then just for a moment or so here, close your eyes and breathe and focus on the breath going in and out and connecting your body with that breath. So they're not separate, they're one. And you come to this moment, this practice, fully focused on chair yoga. And then gently float your eyes open. So we'll start with a side stretch. So we bring the arms up overhead and we want to draw the shoulders back and then drop them down our back. And when we do that, we feel that we're sinking our sit bones into the chair. Keep the feet planted on the floor. Bring that left hand down, take that right hand over to the left, and now open up through the right side of the body. Just feel that nice stretch in the side body here. And then come up and release that hand down. Let's rest that hand, take the other arm up, draw it back alongside your ear and fold to the right, keeping the sit bones evenly pressing down into the chair. And then inhale back up to center and release that hand down. Next, we're going to do hand to toe stretch through the back of the legs. I'm going to turn a little sideways because with the camera, it's easier for you to see what I'm doing. But you can stay seated straight forward in your chair. You're going to bring that right leg up. Now, you might decide to hold behind the thigh or behind the shin. I'm going to take my peace fingers, wrap them around my toe. I'm not going to pull on the toe. I'm just going to let that steady the leg. Sit tall, abs in, and then we straighten the leg maybe a little more, or maybe straight. You decide how straight you make the leg because it depends on how intense that stretch is for you in the back of the leg. Now, in the chair, we don't have to worry about balance. We can focus on the stretch in the back of the legs. But we can also work on the position of the body so that when we do these poses standing someday, that we do have that same kind of sense of centeredness. So take your other hand out to the side and balance that stretch, maybe up overhead. You decide where does that arm serve you the best, and then lift the heart, lift the leg. One more breath here, and then we exhale the hand down, release the knee, bend it in, don't let go of it just yet, and we're going to open up the hip to the outside, just a little. Sit tall, abs in, and now extend the leg out to the side. Maybe counter that by reaching the left arm to the left. One more breath here. On your exhale, bring the left hand in, bend that right knee, and release it down to the floor. So we'll try that hand to toe pose on the other side. Once again, sitting tall. We lift the left leg and we're going to hold on either behind the thigh, behind the shin, or wrapping the fingers around the big toe. Peace fingers press into the thumb and it just kind of anchors the leg. Sitting tall, we start to straighten it straight forward. Maybe we counter with the right arm out to the side. And feel that stretch right up through the back of that leg. Sitting tall and feeling the weight of the body, the spine especially, being supported by the chair. Exhale, bend that knee, take it out, open it up a little bit. See if you can stretch it out to the side. Maybe lift it a little. Lift the heart, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, right hand in, bend the knee and release that foot to the floor. Adjust your hips so that now you're nice and even in your chair in your mountain pose once again. Take a breath and sigh it out. Now we're going to come into side angle. So we're going to take our right foot off to the side, let the toes turn out and let the knee follow the toes. But you want the knee right over the ankle. The other leg is going to extend out to the side. And you really want to extend it to the point where you can press into, I'm going to just move my chair a little bit, the pinky side of the foot. And then once you're here, you can lower your forearm into the right leg so the body starts to lean to the right, and take your left hand alongside of your ear. And then once you're here, really press into that left foot, feeling that stretch from the left foot all the way up through the left hand, and maybe even drawing that left elbow back behind your ear just slightly here. This is a great stretch for the ribs, opening up, stretching the little muscles that weave in and out of the ribs. It also puts a little stress on the hips, but not too much because our hips are supported in the chair. And then releasing the left hand down, release all that. Now pivot and bend the left knee so it's right over the ankle. Extend the back foot back, pushing into the pinky side of the leg as much as possible. Now if this leg is not completely straight, don't worry about it. The right leg, just straighten it as much as you can. Left forearm on your thigh, right arm alongside of your ear. Try to get that nice long line from that right foot right up through the fingers. Feel as if you're drawing that energy right up from earth, right up into the hips, right ribs out through that right hand. Draw that right elbow back a little. Open up through the chest. One more breath here. And then we'll exhale and we'll release that pose. And then carefully bring the feet back in to our mountain pose. Sitting tall and taking a couple of breaths. Next, we're going to come into a lunge warrior series, and we're going to turn to the right. And the right leg is going to be facing the right wall, and we're going to send the left leg back. And you want to press into the ball of the foot and lift the heel off the floor. So how far back you take it is really up to you, but you want to feel that stretch right here in the front hip. So see if you can get that stretch going. The whole upper body faces to the right. Our lunge pose, we can keep the hands down, or we could bring them once again alongside of the ears, drawing them back, drawing the shoulders down. And this is a wonderful way to practice lunge because we've taken that sense of not being balanced and having to worry about how do I stay balanced here while I work my pose. Well, now we can just focus on letting the chair support the pose here and making the alignment of the knee over the ankle, and then pushing back through that left leg, getting the stretch in the front of the left thigh. Now, if you want to work the strength in the legs, all you have to do is you're going to push up out of the chair. And so you want to push into the heel, not the toes. And then at the same time, draw your energy back. So I'm actually pulling back and pressing into that back heel. I'm sorry, the back ball of the foot very strongly. Exhale, and then release yourself down into the chair. Bring the arms down and feel once again supported. Now we can turn that lunge into warrior one by just dropping the back foot at a 45-degree angle. And you want to again push the energy out through the pinky side of the foot. And then here we are, warrior one. That's simple. And if you want to hover over the chair again, once again, you push and pull, push into that back foot and pull that right hip back ever so slightly, hovering over the chair. One more breath here. And then exhale, release yourself back down into the chair. Release your arms down. Coming back to the lunge pose, let's come back onto the ball of the foot. And we're going to take a little twist here. So we're going to sit nice and tall, supported by the chair or hovering, you choose. So for the first one, I'll sit and let the chair support my thigh. Arms can come up. And then as I exhale, I turn to the back of the chair and bring the arms out parallel to the floor. Right hand going back behind me, left hand reaching forward. And as I twist, I just twist in the ribs here. Now, being supported in the chair is a wonderful feeling because you can focus now on what's happening in your ribs. And then exhale, release, and slowly untwist. Come back to your lunge. And then exhale the hands down. Dropping the back foot down, we're going to take that right hand all the way back to hover over the back foot. And then the left hand comes forward, palms towards earth. Equal out your arms a little bit. And now you're in warrior two. So we opened up the hip and we're looking towards the right hand. And again, you can hover by pushing into that front heel, hover over the chair here. Or you can stay seated and supported by the chair. And then lower, wherever you're at, lower the back hand down, lift the front hand and lean back just a little bit. Open now through the right side in reverse warrior. Exhale back to warrior two. Take a breath. Lengthen the spine. Exhale and release it all. Soften and then turn towards the front of your chair. Take a breath here and heel toe in. And just kind of shift your weight from hip to hip, releasing any tension that you created. So we'll do that series on the other side. So we're going to turn to the left and bring the left leg to the left side of the chair and the knee over the ankle. We're going to extend the right leg back to get that stretch in the front of the right hip. We're on the ball of the right foot and the leg is lifting up and back, strengthening the muscles. My front thigh supported by the chair for now, and my arms can come up for my lunge pose. And we can stay here supported by the chair and stretching the body in all these directions, lifting the ribs away from the hips. A wonderful stretch. We can add the strength building by now pushing out of the chair and hover. And then lower back down, bring the hands down. Drop the back foot at that 45-degree angle. Nice straight leg if you can. And we're going to keep our upper body facing to the right and arms come up for our warrior one. And feel the ribs drawing towards midline and lifting away from the hips. Adding that openness in the torso of the body. On an exhale, we lower the hands down, come back into that lunge pose. We're going to take that twist again. And this time on this side, I'll show you what it looks like if you hover. So you come into your lunge, inch that back leg back a little bit so it can straighten when you come up. you're going to push into the front heel of that foot. So see, my toes are up a little bit. So you want to push through that heel and pull the hips back ever so slightly. Hover as you push yourself up and strengthen through your legs. Exhale, the hands come down parallel to the floor as you twist and look at the back of your chair. Hold here for another breath. And then bring the hands back up overhead, untwist, lower yourself back into the chair, and bring your hands down. Dropping the back foot so that you can press into the pinky side. Take your right hand back behind you and your left hand forward. And as you do so, the body turns towards the front. Doesn't have to be totally front, but you want to feel that openness in the hip right here. So focus on that. And you're again supported by the chair. And if you want to hover, you push into the front heel, pull back with the hips, about 1/2 inch. Just feel the effort pulling back as you press in to the pinky side of the right foot. And then we'll reverse that. So we lower the back hand, lift the front, and lift out of the left hip, maybe arching back a little bit. Exhale, back to warrior 2. Lower your hip back down into the chair and release your hands and turn and face the front. So feel the strength, feel the energy that is in your legs and hips now, and even up into the ribs. It's a wonderful workout, even in the chair. And in the chair, we can work with that ease and that steadiness. So now sitting forward, we're going to come into another pose called Eagle. So take the right foot, cross it over. You can cross at the knees, you can just cross at the ankles, wherever it's most comfortable for you. I'm coming forward, but I'm still anchored with my sit bones in the chair. Now, if you have the flexibility, maybe you tuck those toes behind your calf, but you notice my foot came off the floor. So on this side, I don't tuck, and that's okay. And then whatever our leg is on top here, that side arm follows the leg out in front of you. So it's at an angle, and we take the other arm, bring elbow to elbow. Bring the hands behind your shoulders and then walk them in a little bit and then soften so that the shoulders open up back there. And then if you want to take this to another level, you bring the arms forward and you bring palm to palm. Either way, the shoulders are getting a nice stretch here. And think about the ribs also coming a little bit forward, wrapping around the body to support the torso. And then slowly exhale and take those arms out to the side, stretch them out, uncross those legs and release your arms down. So we'll do that on the other side. So again, you can cross at the ankle, you can cross at the knee. And you can wrap that foot around. On this side, I have a little more flexibility in the hip, so I'm able to do that. And my foot stays on the floor. Spine nice and long. This time, left arm follows the leg, right arm on top. Holding onto the shoulders, I walk my fingers back a little bit. Elbows lift. Stay here. Or if your practice allows, you can serpentine the arms, but keeping the elbows right out in front of you. And then we exhale and slowly unwind the arms, stretch them out, unwind the legs. Sit back to the middle of your chair, take the legs nice and wide. Bring that left arm to the inside of your thigh. And we're going to lean forward. Now, how far you lean forward is totally up to you. This is a forward fold, so you can come just 45 degrees and stay right there. You can take it deeper if you want. I'm going to start at 45. I'm going to take my right arm out. And then as I turn my body to the right, the arm comes up. So you don't want to force the arm back unless the body can twist. So twisting in the core around the ribs into the back. And then once you're here, you might lean a little bit more forward into that forward fold, anchoring the top of the arm into the side of the leg. Now, if this proves to be too much, just come up and rest the left hand on the thigh. Exhale, releasing the right arm down, untwist, and then come all the way up to a seated position. And we'll do that on the other side. So we take the arm down. Now, you can just rest the hand on the thigh, and that's also a very good position to be in. I'm resting my lower arm into the side of the thigh at first, inner thigh, taking my left arm out to the side, and then twisting my body to the left, and then lowering this arm down as I fold a little more forward and get into a deeper twist. Take it where you feel that you have that ease and steadiness with the thighs resting in the chair, sit bones anchored, feet anchored, chin slightly tucked, and breath nice and even. And then on an exhale, we bring the top hand down. Once it's there on the thighs, we bring our chest up and bring our feet into center. Sitting back a little bit, let's do a couple cat-cows, just kind of releasing that back now, belly in, chin tucks. And then we inhale and straighten. So in the chair, we don't do a back bend here as we might do when we're on the floor. So our sit bones go straight down and our heart, our chest lifts. Roll the shoulders down your back. Chin tucked. Let's do it again. Chucking the chin, rounding through the back, rounding down into the hips. And then slowly unwind. Sit tall. Lower the shoulders down your back. Beautiful. Beautiful practice here today. So you can see how being supported by the chair allows you to work on the strength and alignment and the stretch of standing poses. Bringing the hands together, bow to your body for its fabulous work today. Rub the hands, create some warmth, and then hover it over your eyes for a moment and just take a couple of breaths here. Bringing your body back into balance, open your eyes and bring the hands to your heart. Namaste. Thank you for watching this video.